everybody, Brenda here. Let's get up, let's get moving. Let's get right into a Pilates-based workout for you today. And we're gonna start on our feet before we go down into the mat, kind of getting the blood pumping from the feet and all the way up. So get on up, get those feet moving. And I'm gonna do a little tapping side to side. Grab any props you might find necessary for you if you already know. If you don't know, please reach out to me if you have questions with any of the moves that are coming up, all right? So kind of tapping side to side. As I go side to side right here, I wanna get those feet moving. So I'm gonna stand to one side, flip over the top of the foot a little bit, a step back and the other side. I don't need to put a lot of weight into the foot. I wanna just kind of flip over, get a nice little stretch. A little tap side and side. Good, side and side. Good, tap, side. And so let's go one more time each foot. Not putting a little weight down, just opening up that foot and then go back to a little tapping side to side, kind of shaking out the legs. And then bring my feet right underneath me. Get your feet right underneath you, about hip distance apart. Hip distance apart is that hip bone here, not our width of our hips, it's the hip bone in front. And I'm gonna lift up my heels and I'm gonna prance it back and forth. So this is a move I'll go back to in our standing stuff to get ourselves centered and regrounded right underneath us. So prance and back, and your arms can go with you. Let them pump. Or maybe you're holding onto something like the wall for balance. Countertop, grab a chair as well beside you because we're gonna do some standing leg work for some balance. Just short and sweet. All right, coming back to center. All right, as I come up to center, I'm gonna pick one leg up into a single leg balance. So I'm working here on seeing how wobbly I am. How much do I need to rely on something to hold myself? All right, just kind of doing a little check. Bring that foot down, shift weight over to the other foot. How much do you side bend or counterbalance? Can you bring yourself upright? Do you have that countertop or chair? Feel free to use that to help your balance. All right, bring it back down again, prance it back and forth. Okay, we're gonna go back to that first leg. Stand on one leg, bring a leg up for balance. Flex that back foot if you can, and then with keeping your hips stable, I'm gonna move that leg a little out to the side and back in. So I'm gonna shift out and in. Out 3 and in. Staying tall, 4 and back. Open 5 and 6, 7, good. 8, we're going to 10, 9 and 10, bringing it right on down. Switching to the other leg, bringing that leg in and then open out and in. And 2 and 3 and 4. Here's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Bring it back and down. Switching back to the first leg, find that balance again. This leg that's up is now going to circle from the knee. I'm going to draw a little circle. 2, 3, 4. Trying to keep everything squared up. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now switching that direction. And around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Stepping down. Those feet underneath you. Maybe prance it out as you switch to the other side. Other leg comes up, flexing the back foot, and I'm going to go 1, little circle, 2, 3. Everything else staying tall. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Switch direction and around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's your focus point? 9 and 10. Shouldn't be on me. Slightly down. Bring your feet underneath you and prance it back and forth. Okay, opening it up. All right, I'm going to turn to the side. I'm going to take one foot. I'm going to do a big step back into a lunge step. Now here's where it might feel nice to have a chair or something by you for your balance. So I'm going to think of my back heel down, opening up straight forward. So squaring my hips as much forward as possible. I'm going to lunge a little forward. And if you have some knee achiness, having something to balance and brace off will help support you. So I'm going to turn this into a little back calf stretch. So I'm going to straighten off the back leg, or the front leg, sorry, and then lean back into it, keeping the back heel down. Press off the front leg, lean back forward. Press off, lean back forward. Press off, leaning forward one more time. Press off, leaning forward, hold. Now bring up the back heel. I'm going to bend the knee in without changing the front leg, and then press the heel back. Bend in and press the heel back. Good, bend it in and press it back. Bend it in, this is 4, and back, and 5, last one, and back. From here, I'm gonna walk my hands down, leaning slightly forward, not overarching the back or rounding, but trying to lengthen, straight line from that back foot. And then again, lean in and bring it in. All right, let's switch the other leg. Now, as we go to the other leg, as you might find out, is one leg is more flexible than the other, okay? So your distance is going to determine like how flexible you are. I can do a bigger step on this side. So I'm going to square up front, lunge it forward, weights forward right now, and then press off the front foot to come back, and then lean back into it. Press off and lean back into it. Press back 3 and lean back forward. Press back 4 and lean into it. Press 5. Good, lean into it, hold. All right, so keeping yourself squared up here, back foot comes up, back knee comes in, press back and away. Bend it in, press away 2. Bend it in, press 3. Bend it in, press 4, one more time. Bend it in, press 5, hold. Good, walk your hands down. Maybe just go to your hands, maybe go a little bit further. I'm keeping that chest length, back length, trying to get a longer line from that back heel, that calf muscle. And I'm gonna step on up. Prance it out, shake it out. Take some steps, shake off the feet, move it around. All right, recenter yourself. Reach up to the sky, take a big breath. Good, and then reach your arms down, soften the knees and stretch to the floor. Good, and then soften knees, tuck the tailbone and rolling on up. Reach back up to the sky. Diving down and stretching forward. Maybe you don't reach the floor, that's fine. Soften knees, you can even bring your hands and your elbows here. And then soften knees and come back up, rolling your shoulders. This time I'm gonna reach up to the sky. I want you this time to soften knees. I'm gonna bring my arms to the side, hinge squat forward, palms pressing back. Long spine position. So I got that long spine position. And then dive the arms forward, steepen my squat, sweep it up to the ceiling. Open out to the side, squat hinge, lean forward, and sweep it back up one more time. Open the side, hinge, squat down, reach up to the sky. Good, hold up here. Pull your arms down in cactus arm position, palms facing front. Right, so we got this nice form right here. And now from your elbows, draw little circles back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just to 8. Now reverse that around. 1, 2, trying to get that range of motion from the elbow all the way up to shoulder. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm gonna bring it down. I'm gonna step to the side and reach across and go side. Get a little bit more dynamic, bigger range of motion, side to side. Adding a trunk rotation. I'm not throwing or punching across, just trying to open the trunk. Side and side and side. And 4, 3, 2, and 1, coming center. I'm gonna reach up to the sky, we're gonna dive forward one more time. Soften those knees, dive forward, reach. Good, soften the knees and come back up. All right, we're gonna go down onto the mat. We're gonna go into a hands and knees position. If you need any pads on your knees, go ahead and grab them. So I'm gonna bring myself into a squat, walk myself out to hands and knees. So that hands and knee position. Now in this hands and knee position, I'm gonna allow myself just to move my spine, just randomly. Maybe do a cat-cow, maybe do a little side flexion. I call it wig the tail. You look back for the tail, side to side. And then I'm gonna sit back into a big stretch, big child's pose. The more you open those knees, the easier it might be to stretch back. You know, the cat that walked through could have showed us how to do this, right? Good, big stretch out. And now I'm gonna lean back forward. I'm gonna bring my knees underneath me. I call these blast-offs. You may flex your feet here or leave them down. I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna sit back in that child's pose position and then lean forward over the wrist in that knee plank position and then push right back. So I'm gonna stretch out, blast off forward, getting a little more shoulders involved, and then sit back again. I like to bring my feet up with me because I'm just like pulling everything forward and then back. Be careful when you come in that you don't sink down. We're not going that far. So when I pull forward, I still want a nice long line and then back. Let's go 2 more. pulling forward. Good, and back. Yes, and your feet can remain down if you like. I just like to bring mine up and back. All right, now from here, I'm gonna turn sideways to you. All right, so this can be a little uncomfortable for some people, so I want you to take it slow. So I'm gonna square myself up to you for now. From here, I'm gonna walk my hands underneath my chest and my shoulders. I'm gonna extend the leg out to the side, okay? Show you modification in a moment. As I come out to the side, I'm now going to sit slightly back and then come up. So what that looks like is leg out to the side, and then I'm gonna sit back and then come up. And you don't have to sit that far back, but I'm gonna sit back a little bit and then come back up, okay? Sit back a little bit and then come back up. Okay, one more time. Extend out if you're, stay there, and then back. Now, if that full extension didn't feel good, I can keep my knee bent. I just slide it out a little bit more, and then I'm leaning back more to one leg than over there. Instead of going full leg extension, I stay more to one side, okay? I'm gonna go that full leg extension. Now, from here, the same side arm that the leg is extended is going to reach up to the sky and gain that rotation. Maybe you're here in this full rotation where I am. Maybe you're down here more. Maybe your shoulder doesn't go there. That's fine. Take your hand to your low back and open up. Take a nice big breath right there. Good, and then bring it down. All right, let's go to the other leg. So I'm gonna extend this leg out, or bring that knee in. Extend the leg out. My weight is on the leg that's right underneath me. Sit back slightly, and then come back forward. Sit back a little bit, and then come back forward. And then sit back, and coming forward. Good. Sit back, and coming up one more time. Sit back, and then coming up. Now, same side leg that's extended. That arm is going to reach to the sky. I'm going for a big trunk rotation, not just the arm reaching up. I want the trunk to rotate. And I'm gonna look up to that hand. Unless I have vertigo, then I'm gonna keep my eyesight down. Okay, find that big extension and reach. Nice breath, and then coming back. From here, I'm actually just gonna bring ourselves down. We're gonna sit back, bring the legs in front of us, knees bent, feet flat. Wrap your arms around the front of the knees and pull your chest forward. Sitting up nice and tall. Good, reaching the arms out in front of you. Rock back right behind the sit bones and then come right back up. So I'm gonna rock back behind the sit bones and come back up. And rock back and up. Get into those abdominal muscles, keeping our neck safe because we're not trying to pull ourselves off the floor. And back, hold. From here, I'm gonna take my legs. I'm going to extend, extend, bend, and bend. Extend, extend, bend, and bend. Extend, extend, bend, and bend. One more time. Extend, extend, bend. Grab your knees, pull the chest up nice and tall. Good. From here, rocking back again, holding that position right here. Reaching the arms off. This time, pulling the leg a little up and down. So I'm not trying to pull my torso into it, just the leg coming at me. So that quad coming to me. And pull in and in. Good. And in. My arms are kind of light and free. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up. I'm going to open the feet and the knees, that butterfly position. So that slight little open position here. Wrap my hands underneath my feet to pull the chest and forward. I don't want to go this way and pull forward. I want you to think about pulling the chest forward and leaning forward and opening that up. Okay. Now my feet can stay here or move slightly out a little bit further. You choose. So from this position, I'm going to rock back again. So just behind the sit bones. So I'm going to rock a little behind the sit bones, only as far as your knees don't feel like they're going to pull up, and then come back up. So rocking a little bit back and then up. Just 5 of these. Here's 3 and up, taking you out of your hip flexors. 4 and up. One more time. 5 and coming back up. Bringing your legs back in. All right, from here, I'm going to do that hand on the thighs again. Rock back. This is my position. This is as far as I'm going back, so I stay into that ab curl. I'm going to release my hands off the top of my knees. I'm going to pull a leg in. pull the leg into a balanced position right here. Keeping my feet together, I'm going to open and close. A little clam position into those inner and outer thighs. Close, open, close. If you need to for your back position, keep your heels down. Open and close. Open and close. Open and close. And 3, good. 2, and 1, bringing it back center. I'm gonna extend the legs out nice and long and change my angle just a little bit for you. I'm gonna extend my legs out nice and long. All right, find that little rock back again into those abs, that half roll back. Drop those shoulders. Flex your feet, really pull the toes to you because that's gonna activate those quads. And you're gonna do a leg lift. And now switch. And lift. And lift. Trying to keep everything else still. And lift. And lift. And lift. Another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing yourself all the way forward. Stretch forward. Good. Stacking up nice and tall again. So I'm staying up tall. I'm going to widen my feet to a little bigger V. Flex the feet, soften the knees, and pull the chest forward. Dive straight forward like you're going over the top of something. As you sit up, I want you to pull the elbows back. Give yourself a little back bend at the top. Take a nice breath. And dive straight back over. Pull back, lift up, and dive straight forward. Pull back, lift up, and dive straight forward. One more time. Pull back, lift up, diving straight forward. I'm going to drop down, pulling myself to my feet and pulling the chest up and long. So not ever dropping over. Think length, length, length. Trying to make myself taller all the time. And release down. From here, I'm going to flip back over. All right, onto hands and knees. So in a hands and knee position, again, finding a long spine position where I am not here and not too close and not too far out where I'm going to drop the back. All right, so finding that center point from here. All right, so we were just moving the arms, again, that little back bend. Drop one elbow and drop down so you have a little bit of trunk rotation shoulder, and then I press back up. And I go the other arm. Drop and press up. Good, I drop down and press up. Drop a little down and press up. Drop a little down and press up. Drop a little down and press up. Good, drop down and up. Now keep going. Drop down, keep going. I need to turn for length of my mat here, sorry about that. If I go into a knee plank position or a full plank position versus knees underneath me, it changes up that lever, right? So I drop an elbow and I press back up. Drop an elbow and I press back up. And I drop a little bit and I come up. So that arm that's still up, this becomes almost like a push-up position as I press back up. So I drop one, press up. Drop down, press up one more time. Drop the elbow and press up and rest it back down. Push back into a stretch. So we're not going on the belly today. So we're not going to actually drop ever down onto the belly today. So I am going to go to forearms. So hands and knees. I'm going to lower onto forearms. All right, so my hips are up. Be careful not to just sink the back. So still have some engagement through your abs and watch your shoulder tension. Eyesight's going to be down right between my elbows and my forearms. I'm going to try that lizard position for this push-up. So I'm going to drop down, squeeze the shoulder blades, and push back away. Lowering down, press back up. Lowering down, pressing up. Good, lower and lift up. Lower and lift. Good, lower and lift. Two more. Lower and lift. One more time. And lift from here. Now I'm going to tuck my toes under behind me. Maybe draw my knees a little closer together. Make sure your neck is in line with you, looking underneath you, almost towards your knees on this one. Tuck your toes and you're going to lift and hover the knees up till you have like your hips up to the sky, your knees are hovering, and tap back down. Little lift and hover, and tap back down. The more that I stay in a hover versus up high, the more work it is. So a little pull up and tap back down. A little pull up and tap back down. One more time. I'm going to add on to this move and back down. So next time I'm going to lift up. I'm going to lean the chest forward, push back by sticking my hips back, and then extend the legs up long. Hover the knees down. Pull forward, press back. I didn't set my knees down, and then extend up long. Hover the knees. Pull a little forward, and back, and press up. Hover the knees, keep the back long. Pull forward, back, extend up. One more time. Hover the knees. Pull forward, back, press up, and then rest all the way down and stretch it back. Nicely done. All right, we're gonna flip this back around onto a side. So changing position. So I'm gonna go onto my side, lower all the way down, and I'm gonna prop up on my hands. You can go all the way down or grab a pillow or something underneath you. So I'm gonna prop up right here onto my hand. And this arm's gonna go on the side. I'm gonna go into a clam position, which means if my feet, hips, and shoulders are against the wall, those three all line up. All right, stack the hips, meaning you're not gonna roll backwards. So stacking right here. All right, I'm gonna bring this top leg to hip height, holding it right here. So we've already done a little bit of hip work. Once you again draw circles from the knee like we did standing. So from the knee, I'm going to circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now split that direction. And around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold right here. I'm gonna pull the knee up front, like I'm really pulling it. Be careful not to drop backwards. So I'm gonna pull up front and then kick out nice and long in line with the torso. So the knee pulls up, kicking out. Pull up, kicking out. Pull up 4 and kick out. Pull up 5, kick out. Pull up 6 and kick. Pull up 7 and kick. Pull up 8 and kick. Pull up 9 and kick. Pull up 10, and then I'm just gonna drop that leg back, grab the foot, and pull myself into a little quad stretch. Now from here, if I press the foot into the hand a little bit and think about opening up the front of the hip, get a little bit deeper stretch. Okay, now if you're really flexible and you wanna go for a different angle, I can take that bottom foot, hook it on the top knee, and provide a little bit downward motion to change the angle of the quad and that IT band at the top. You don't have to do this. You can just still rest on the floor. Bring that bottom foot down, stack your top legs, the knees are coming up in front. Reach your arms out in front of you. Good, take a nice big breath. You're gonna reach up with that top arm and then reach back into a nice trunk rotation and reach it back. Take a nice big breath, bring it back up and around. We're gonna go again. So lift up this guy. This time as I go back, that top leg is gonna kick out and extend out nice and long. And then come back up and around. All right, I'm gonna push ourselves up and turn ourselves to the other side. So as I come down and lay on the other side, I'm gonna set up in that what we call clam position. So if I was against that wall behind me, my feet, my hips, and my shoulders are all lined up. Okay? You can always put a little pillow underneath your rib cage or your waist if you need a little extra support there and letting your spine settle. All right, top leg is going to lift to hip height. And from here, we're drawing those circles with the knee. So I'm going to circle 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now switch direction and around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm gonna pull that knee up, try not to roll backwards, and then kick straight out nice and long. Pull up front, and then kicking out 2. Pull up front, kick out 3. I'm flexing my foot, I'm pushing through my heel. 4, reach, and pull up. Kick out 5, and pull up. Kick out 6, and pull up. Kick out 7, pull up. Kick out 8, pull up. Kick out 9, pull up. Kick out 10, and I'm gonna bend the knee, reach back for that quad stretch. Pull that foot toward me, and maybe push the foot back into the hand and open up the quad. Good, find that nice line to reach back. If I feel comfortable with the knees, I can take that bottom foot and pull it up on the top knee and pull down into a little extra stretch, changing the angle of that top quad and IT band. Lowering that bottom foot, stack your top knee on the bottom, reach your arms out in front of you, reach up to the sky and pull it back into a trunk opener, chest opener. Big breath. Bring yourself up and around. Good, one more time. Reach up and stretch it back. Good. And that top leg can kick out if you felt comfortable doing so. And then bring yourself up and around. When I push myself up to seated, I'm going to do what we call the cheerleader sit. Everybody's got a different name for it. I'm going to pull myself into this V-sit position. Okay? So from here, this leg can go out a little bit further or pull in. I can also sit up on a chair and let my knees just my feet drop to one side. So from here, I'm going to take this hand to the side and pull myself into a side bend. As I do, my bottom arm is going to bend and push me back. So I'm bringing that hip back. So I'm not sinking over, I'm pushing back and opening long. Good, and then I'm going to twist, bringing the hand down to the floor. So I got both hands, I'm going to open out, twist around. Now think about this hip for a moment. I'm going to push it back, changing my spinal movement, right? I'm going to push around and then bring it back up. So I'm going to push back and then bring it front. And push back and bring it front. Good, push back, bring it front one more time. Push back and coming forward. As I come forward right here, thinking long spine, long back, not letting myself sink. So find your abs. Holding that position, tuck your elbows into you. And I'm going to lean forward, like I'm bowing slightly down, and then press back up. Leaning into it. My back arm away from you is going to take a little bit more work than that front arm closest to you. And up. Leaning the chest forward, lengthening forward, and up. One more time. Leaning, and up. Now, you can keep doing that a couple reps, or we're going to add the back leg into it. As I lean forward, let the back leg lift and hover, and as I press up, the leg comes down. So I lean forward and reach, and extend back up. Lean forward, still keeping a long spine as much as I can, and up. Good, leaning into it, and up. One more time, leaning into it, and up. When I come up, I'm going to take that front hand, reach back for the shin, and pull myself over into a side stretch. Not going over, reach long. Good, and then I swing those legs around to the other side. All right, to the other side. Good, from here, pull over first. Think which way we're going, and think about pushing that hip back, and that hand that's on the floor pushes you over into that stretch. And then I'm going to rotate around, bringing both hands down, squaring my chest off again, right here to the front. And then allowing this hip to push back. So I'm changing a little spinal flexion, and then I'm pulling front. Push the hip back, changing that a little bit of a flexion, and then pulling back front. Pushing back a little bit, and pulling back front. A little back, so it's just a nice way to get a little stretch through the spine without overdoing a position. Now lengthen forward and long. So I want to feel lengthened through the trunk, my chest lifted and reaching forward. Tuck the elbows into you to lean forward, and then press up. Again, more weight is on my arm that's away from you to the back. And up. Good, lean forward, extend, and up. Good, lean forward, extend. I'm keeping that long back position, not rounding through shoulders, leaning forward, and up. One more time. Leaning forward, and up. Now I'm going to add that back leg and do the same thing you just did. As I lean forward, my back leg is going to float up, and then I come back out of it. Good, leaning slightly into it, and then come back out of it. Leaning into it, and anytime drop that leg as you need to. Bringing it forward. I'm going to do one more time. Bringing it forward and back. As I come up, I'm going to reach around for the shin, pull myself over into a side stretch. So off that side that was doing a little bit more work. And then coming back. I'm going to swing my legs around. Good, and then lay all the way back onto the mat. So as I go all the way back, stretch it out, full body stretch. Open up the torso, reach, kind of move it around, shake out the legs. Big stretch. I'm going to circle the arms a couple times, getting my shoulders back to the mat. Let me switch that direction. And then I'm going to walk my knees in. As I walk my knees in, I'm going to do a little side to side right here. Just let them shake out side to side, side to side. Getting the sacrum down, shoulders down. And making sure as we get into this position, our eyesight is not back. I'm not looking behind me, maybe not even straight above me, but slightly over the knees and downward. Okay, coming back to center. From here, I'm gonna bring legs into tabletop. Give myself a little bit of a hug. Hold those hamstrings. Extend the legs to the sky. And then bend back in. And extend those legs to the sky. Now flex the feet and bend back in. As you go back up, push the heels up and bend back in. 2 to go. Push the heels up to the sky. Bend back in. One more time. Push them up. As I hold up there, I'm going to point and flex the ankles. Even if my knees are softer, point and flex the ankles. And get that range of motion down through the feet. Bringing my legs into tabletop, I'm going to flex the feet, reach my arms up over the chest. And I'm going to open book arms and legs. Centering the trunk, I'm going to open, close, open, close, open, close, open. 4 more. Here's 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Hold center. If you feel like you're arching your back, put a little pillow or a blanket underneath you to give it a little hip leverage. I'm going to reach one side all the way, extend same side, leg and arm open, and come back to center. Other side switch. Reach, extend, and in. Reach, extend, and in. Good. Reach, pulling back. Reach, pulling back. Reach out and in. Open out and in. And extend. We have 1 more set. Open out. Same sides. Open out and in. I'm going to point my feet. Both arms are going to go overhead. As I do, I'm going to toe tap the foot down, pull it back to center, other foot. Reach the arms and foot and back in. Reach and tap, pull it in. Reach and tap, pull it back. Reach and tap, pull it back. Reach and tap, pull it back. Last set. Reach and in. One more time. Reach and in. Grab your knees, give yourself a little hug. Then return those legs to tabletop. Slide your hands down in front of your thighs. Press hands and legs into each other. Find that contraction. And then you're going to reach arms and legs out and extend, and then pull back in. Maybe you don't go to full extension, which is fine, and back in. Maybe your arms don't go to full extension, and reach. But I've been adding on to that lever. Reach, extend, and in. Good. Reach, extend, and in. 2 to go. Reach. And in. 1 more time. Reach, pulling in, and resting the feet down. As I bring the feet down, I'm going to reach the arms over the chest and the shoulders. Find weight equal on the feet. Tuck the tailbone, roll up into the bridge position. Nice. And then soften and roll back down through the spine, getting some spine movement. Tuck the tailbone, rolling up, lifting up, and then rolling back down. Good. Rolling up, lifting up, weight into the feet, and rolling back down. 1 more time. Rolling up, lifting up. So I'm going to add on to this. And rolling back down. As I come down, I'm going to bring my feet a little closer together, which usually means I'm going to add a one-legged move onto it. So arms may stay beside you or reach up for a more challenge of stability. So I'm going to lift the hips up and extend up in that bridge position. Not too high because that just gets into my back right here. So I want to go down just a little bit. Okay. We're going to take one leg to tabletop. That leg's in tabletop. You didn't open book before. I'm going to open this leg a little out to the side and back in without tipping over. So maybe you need your hands beside you. That leg moves open a little bit and then close. Only as far as that opposite hip, this opposite side doesn't tip over. A little open and close. Good. A little open and close. 1 more time. Open. When you close, bring the foot down. Bring the hips down. Good. Reset. Hips come up. Other leg comes up. And we're going to open and close. Ooh, how much did that stabilizing leg move to stabilize you from tipping over? I almost tipped over. Did you see that? I'm going to use my words now. Open and close. Get a little open and close. Your hands beside you or up. Either way is fine. Focusing on that balance to the trunk. We have 1 more. A little open, close. Bring the foot down and roll it all the way down. I'm going to widen my feet a little bit. So you can recenter, tuck the tailbone, reach it up. Now reach your arms up. As you roll down, reach those arms overhead. Extend and open the trunk. As the hips come up, let your arms come back up. Take a nice breath and lower and reach. And then bring it all the way back up. Good, lower down and reach it out. And then bring it back up. We're gonna do 2 more, everybody. Roll it down and reach. And come back up. You got this. One more time. Roll it down and reach. When I get here, I'm gonna extend the legs out. Reach out, full body stretch. And then let yourself move it around, shake out the legs, and bring it around. And that's it for today. I'm gonna pull a knee into me and bring myself up, giving myself a little bit of time to recenter as I come up. And there you go. Onward with the rest of the day. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.